No. No. Oh, it's over. Oh no. I'm never gonna beat the femcel allegations. Oh my god. All right. So, allow me to explain the issue here. I've seen a lot of people throw around like this, 16 personalities and like the INTJ, ENTJ, INFP and all that type of stuff. And like, I don't get it. Like, to me, this website over here can say that, the results are rated as accurate or very accurate 91% of the time and all that type of stuff. But to me, this type of stuff, it's like astrology for nerdy guys. To me, that like this is like the equivalent of an astrology group. Okay, astrology. I forgot which one was it. Was it astrology or astronomy? Astrologian, Final Fantasy 14, brain rot. Yep. Yeah. So like to me, this, and listen, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is like backed by science or whatever. But to me, this is like a horoscope, right? This is like the same type of stuff, okay? Your personality is smexy hag waifu. God, shut up. Astrology for people who did statistics, charts, and graphs. Yeah. Astrology, personality tests, tarot cards, and crystals, the lifeblood of women. Like, I get the fun of it. I get why people are into it, but like, not gonna lie, I just feel like I lose brain cells whenever people talk to me about that type of stuff, right? So, anyways, without further ado, let's take the astrology test, okay? Or sorry, the personality test. Okay. You regularly make new friends. Damn, we're starting out with a banger. Like, does it mean that whenever you go out, you're able to make a new friend? Or does it mean that you're actively trying to make new friends? Because I don't regularly make new friends. And it's because I'm pretty busy, right? Like, I wouldn't say I'm a workaholic, but like I'm kind of close to that, so let me think. I think I'll put it here. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I would probably agree to that. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. I disagree. I think that emotional stuff that resonates emotionally with you is probably important. Like, you should probably pay attention to it. But like, I don't see it as something that can persuade me. Like, I feel like I'm more on the factual side of stuff, right? So I'm gonna disagree on that. It means you succeed often in making new friends. Here's the thing. I feel like I don't fail to make new friends when I want to. I just don't care to sometimes. And it's not because I want to be like, antisocial or anything, right? It's just that I'm busy often, right? Like, it's like what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm working my ass off like every day, right? And then like, at least this past month, right, I get out at home and I start streaming, and like, I don't have time to like make new friends or go out or do whatever, right? Because I kind of really want to put my time into this, right? So it's like, and it's not like I don't like making new friends, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I love making new friends, but like, do I regularly make new friends? No, not really. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Let's not talk about it. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Let's not talk about that. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. I'd agree with this. I think I do. I think I'm pretty good at like handling pressure. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. That's a very interesting one, considering what I am doing right now. Because I don't think streaming to you guys would be considered, networking. But I am promoting myself to strangers, right? Technically. That's very interesting. I'm gonna assume that this doesn't mean in the context of like what I'm doing right now, like a stream, and I'm gonna assume it just means at a job or whatever. And I don't like it, but I don't find it daunting. So I'll just hit like the small agree over here. Maybe if you were looking for collab partners within this community. Oh, that changes things. Hold on. That's a great point. I am okay. Like, never say never, right? But I don't see myself really collabing with a whole lot of people just because I can't vet who will I make content with because of my lack of time. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, I don't want to make, listen, I don't want to do a collab with someone and then and then like a year goes by and they come out as some like, professional Discord, groomer or whatever, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Now there are some people where I like, so like I guess like the what really will determine that is like what type of collab are we talking about? Because if we're doing like a collab just for like the fun of it, right? Like, okay, a good example of this, right? Let's say that I decide to, there's this other VTuber that reached out recently and she's a sweetheart. Mama Oko, right? And for example, if I do like her podcast, right? And it like, and like the collaboration stops there, then it's like whatever, because it's like it's more transactional. The issue that I have is when it becomes more like, exactly like what you said, Sparky, when it becomes more like, oh, like the Noxtaku, Murahar, and Umpevil or whatever situation, where it's like you are now calling each other friends, and then like if one of these quote unquote friends does something horrific, now people are gonna look to you to answer for what that quote unquote friend did. And like that's what like kind of gets me, like that's what I find daunting about it. But like the prospect of networking itself, like it's not that crazy to me, so But like that's not like that's what I mean, right? So I'm just gonna keep it like a smaller agree. I guess it depends how the collab happens. I guess that's the real answer. So I'll just leave it on agree. This is why right now, like my follower count, if you notice, I only have one follower. I am only following one person. It's like an artist, and this is why, by the way, because I feel I don't feel any. I'm not gonna follow people that I don't watch, just to try to like get famous off their clout, right? So it's like, like outside, like, and that's why I'm only following like one person, and I kept it like that. I just like look for my favorite artist I can't follow, and that's it. Like I'm not gonna do anything else, right? Because it's like I don't feel like I don't feel like being fake, right? Anyways, moving on. Yap over. Sorry, haha. Sorry about that. Shut the fuck up already, Scarlett. Shut up. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Oh god, this is just like, am I responsible? This is the am I responsible question. You know what? You guys are gonna rake me over the coals for this one, because I've been late like 2 or 3 times already to the stream. But I think I am pretty responsible with the rest of my things in life. Okay, for the record, this is still just for fun, so be kind with me. Be kind to me, okay? Not keep yapping. Yappa, okay. Hey, don't use the hard R. I'm a yappa, okay? Don't use the hard R, okay? Don't call me a yapper, just use yappa, okay? I think I'll just hit it here, because sometimes I could be better. I feel like I could be better here, so it's like I'm not gonna go all the way. But yeah. You seem to be the responsible kind, unironically. Thank you. I like to think I am overall. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Oh, okay. This one is a tricky one because it really depends on what we're talking about, right? It really depends on what we're talking about. But like usually, no. I'm very data driven in that sense. I'll just hit disagree. You like to use organizing tools like schedules or lists. Okay. This one. Guys, it's very important for you to like use schedules and stuff in your life. I'm a huge believer of this, but I didn't start to use any tools like this until way later in my adulthood. Okay, like I was the type to say like, hey, I have it in my head, right? And then I would forget. Right? So don't be like me. Actually use lists, okay? Now do I like organizing? Do I like to use those tools? No, not really. But like I'll just hit like the small one. The first one. Even a small mistake can make you doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Honestly, yeah. I am, for better or for worse, I am my own harshest critic. Like, by the way, when I'm telling you guys that I unironically spent like 6 months drawing my VTuber, I'm not even joking. I actually like spent around like 6 months, like just making this VTuber like every day. And that was because I kept like seeing small mistakes and I would like, just fall into the whole imposter syndrome thing, right? So you feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Disagreed. No, I am not good at this. Now, if they come up to me, I feel pretty comfortable, right? Like, it's not like I get scared when people come up to me. But for me to go to someone and start talking to them, no, dude, no, I can't do that. Go away. You are not too interested in the sketches about various interpretations of creative works. Disagree. If only because I still like the idea of game reviews and people who care to properly review and critique stuff that they really care and love, right? So that's always a small disagree. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Agree, strongly agree. But only because I feel like the facts, making decisions outside of the facts, right? Like using facts to make your decisions is probably like the best way to lead your life when you don't know how do you feel about a specific situation, right? So, where was I? You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. Wow, yeah, I am very guilty of this. Often. Yeah, I'm very guilty of this. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on the people you meet. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on the people you meet. Honestly, yeah, I don't care. But I think that's an age thing. I think I'm at an age where I don't care what people think about me. You know? I care whether I'm explaining myself properly or not, or they understood my point or not. But for example, if somebody if somebody has a misconception about me and I make a bad impression on them, I don't really care that much. So you enjoy participating in team-based activities? Fuck no, I played way too much Overwatch 2. Fuck yeah, not Overwatch 2. I played way too much Overwatch to enjoy any team-based activities. Fuck that, dude. Disagree. Listen, it's me, myself, and I. Okay, this sucks, dude. Listen, dude, in college, and in school, the types of projects that I hated the most were group-based projects. Oh my god, I was always the one who did all the job, and everybody else did nothing. And I remember often how much people would get straight A's because of me. Okay, and now that was me, bitch, not you. Okay. So honestly, no, fuck team-based activities. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. I do, actually. A lot of the stuff that I did for this YouTube channel, by the way, was actually and the Twitch stream and all that type of stuff has been if completely untested. It's just me experimenting with new stuff to do, right? Guys, you better subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching this. If you're watching after I edit this video, okay? Please, thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Oh, and follow the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Scarlette_en. Thank you. You're missing out, okay? We did this test live, and you're not here to see it if you're on YouTube right now. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. I don't. But I'm not completely honest. It depends on the situation. I have tact. But I'd rather be honest with somebody than just be tactless, right? Sorry. I'd rather be honest with someone than to lie to them, So I'll say that I prefer to be honest, but I still have tact. I'll still look for a way, even if it takes a lot of effort, I'll look for a way to tell you what I feel without hurting the person, right? So I'll just hit this. I'll hit this one, the middle one, the disagree. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Yeah, I feel like you can do both. Yeah, you could probably do both, but since the question is so, either or, you have to answer like that. But yeah, I feel like you can really do both. And in fact, that's sometimes I feel like that's an issue that I've had with people sometimes. It's the fact that I'm not a yes person. I will what's it called? Yes man, yes woman, and all that. Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. If I don't feel if I don't feel that, I'm not gonna tell you yes, everything's okay. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna tell you. And hey, I've gotten into trouble for that in the past, but I feel if I really love the person and I really care about the person, I'm gonna tell them how I feel. And I'm gonna try to look for the best way to tell them without hurting them. But if I have to hurt them for them to snap out of it in whatever situation may be, I'm just gonna tell you, right? So You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. I like to think I do, especially because this like learning how to rig this VTuber was really complicated. And that's like that was this year, you know. And that's like a really new experience for me, and like a new area for me to explore, right? So it's like, you know, you are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Nah, I don't listen. With this one, I don't. Hey, you know what? Don't worry about things until actually something bad happens. Like, just something that's actually bad happens, right? Like, there's no point actually in worrying about what someone might say or someone might do to you or whatever until it actually happens. And there's like exceptions to this, right? Because like, for example, if you are in a, like a naturally dangerous situation, then yeah, like that's obviously a different situation altogether. But like, I mean, like I'll give you an example. Or for example, how many people have you met in your life that they have everything, right? Like they have a good job, they have like a good like a house and everything, but they're still worrying about that they might get fired or you know, stuff looks really bad or this is happening or this other thing is happening and like it's not actually actively affecting them right now, but like it still like eats away at the back of their head. You know, like it's gnawing on the back of their minds, like how everything could go wrong. What? Like, don't do that. Listen, like, you're gonna have to be in that mental state when something bad actually happens. So why worry? You know. Even when you have like a family member that's like sick or whatever, it's like listen, and this is how I've you know handled that type of situation when I've had like family members that are ill and may be at death's door. I don't worry about it until they're actually gone. Until that happens, like I'm gonna enjoy them and be there for them and like, you know, love them while they're here, right? I'm not gonna be all bad. I'm not gonna be all sad about it and you know, like feel bad because oh, and something may happen. No, no, like enjoy them while they're here. And hey, you know what? Sometimes they do get better, and it's happened to me and both ways, right? So that's just how I see it. Do you enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones? My favorite hobby is to play video games. So I think to say heavily agree on this one would be an understatement. You know, you cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Agree. Dude, guys, I've told you guys this before, right? Like, I haven't ever played Dungeons and Dragons. I strongly disagree. Things can always take a turn for the worse in an instant. Caution is always important. I'm not saying to not be cautious though. When it takes a turn for the worse, then worry. But like, I never said to not be cautious, right? Like, obviously, you should be cautious and you know, and be mindful of what things may happen. But like, you can't live with that fear in you know, always present. I mean, that's at least how I see it. I don't. I used to be like that, by the way. That's why. Like, I used to be like that type of person where like I was always, you know, being overly cautious over everything. And then like, you know, I realized that, hey, you know what? I wasn't happy. And besides, if something bad is gonna happen, I'll just deal with it when it happens, you know? But obviously, I'm not saying to not be cautious, right? So, no, I get you. By the way, but on this, like, that you can't imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. I just want to say, like, I definitely can't. For the same reason I have never played the Dungeons and Dragons before. Listen, for whatever reason, I am incapable of like just disassociating enough to be able to partake in like a game of Dungeons and Dragons and to act like some like a homebrewed character or whatever. I am honestly super jealous of people who are able to like I'm not sure if disassociating, right, is like the right word for it, but like I'm not sure how people are able to like just disconnect from who they are and start acting like that character. It's like it's actually like super interesting, but like I can't do it. I feel silly when I do it, you know? I feel silly and you know, I just can't. So yeah, this one I strongly agree, but I kind of wish I was the opposite because honestly, people who play Dungeons and Dragons and do like this kind of stuff and are able to enjoy fictional like stories and all that type of stuff and immerse themselves. Yeah, that's the word, immerse themselves. Dude, I am jealous because they seem to have so much fun, you know? So like, oh god. You favor efficiency in decisions even if it means disregarding some of the emotional aspects. Agree. The emotional aspects in decision making is still important because you have to be, you know, mindful of how you feel about the situation. But I still think that efficiency is way better than focusing on as much as when possible. You know, you prefer to do chores before you allow yourself to relax. Yes, I do. Actually, I do. I hate chores though. Like, don't get me wrong. If it was up to me, I would do no chores. I would just leave. I would just let all the dishes to stack themselves in the kitchen and, you know, just like not do anything. But no. I personally prefer to do chores. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. Okay, if you asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have been here on agree. And if you ask me now, I would still agree. I'm kidding. No, actually, I've kind of like listened up on this one a little bit because, um, I think that when you have a disagreement with someone, being right means nothing if the end result ends up being that you get more disconnected from that person. Especially if the person that you're getting disconnected from is somebody you care a lot about. You know, so like, even though like 10 years ago maybe I would have been here, but I feel like I'm closer to this right now. It's easy when your playgroup is full of murder hobos. Okay, no, that's me though. You know what? Never mind. I can't do this. I'll just play my Dungeons and Dragons character the same way I play my character of Fallout. Just headshot everyone. Who cares? Well, at least we know you're not a LARPer. What do you mean by that? Roth maxing? Lazy hag moment? Scarlette Rot? Okay, guys, come on. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gathering. Strongly disagree. And by the way, don't abuse this. Be genuine if you're gonna use this tool, okay? At social gatherings, particularly in business meetings, it's best to allow people to like introduce themselves first because it gives you time to like read the room a little bit and somewhat adjust how you're going to present yourself. And this is and I like don't do this at like a normal social gathering, by the way. Don't wear a mask if you're trying to like actually connect with people. I mean like in business specifically. Sometimes you can tell a lot about people when you allow them to introduce themselves first, right? So something I like to do is to like be the last one to introduce myself. And something that I also do while we're in meetings and whatnot is to allow other people to give their opinions and stuff, and then you give the last word because that way everybody feels like they've been heard. And then you can like discuss your side without having to worry about, you know, and like be able to think in your head what the possible objections might be during a business meeting. So like again, this is solely for business. Don't ever don't be a hypocrite, right? Like do not do this for like normal social gatherings. But like in business, this is like super important for you to allow people to go first and you go last. Your mood can change very quickly. Disagree, actually. It takes a lot. Unless you mean like my mood can change into like hysterical laughter real quickly, then yeah. that would can happen very quickly. But this Christian's probably asking like, oh yeah, you can get sad real quick, or you can get angry real quick, or you can get depressed real quick. Like, no, not really. I think it takes a lot for me to get, you know, depressed or like sad quickly. It takes a bit. Same with anger. I'm not quick to anger. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. If it's like a 100% an emotional argument, agree. I don't get easily swayed. But it's because, to me, emotional arguments, like deep down, for whatever reason, they just feel like manipulative to me. I feel like a lot of, I mean, I guess it depends, because obviously if we're talking about relationships and stuff, like that's, like in a relationship, arguments will be like emotional no matter what. So like that's not what I mean, but like let's say you're arguing like any type of social topic or political topic and you like start arguing to me like with emotions. I'm like, I can respect how you feel, but will that change my mind? No, like I need a little bit more meat to the bone for me to like actually change how I feel about that. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. You're goddamn right. And it's not because I want to. Actually, no, hold on. It's not often that I end up doing things at the last possible moment because I want to. It's because I'm busy and I put too much stuff on my plate for me to like do stuff properly. I am like I'm like have you seen like those farm animals that the only way that they work is by loading them with way too much weight, and only when you do that is that they start working. I'm kind of like that. Like I need a lot of stress in my life for me to like start to do stuff. But the problem is that when I stress myself out with a bunch of little projects and side stuff to do, I sometimes end up doing stuff at like the last possible moment. But it's not because I want to, just because I do way too much for like what little time I have, right? So since it's not something that I want to happen, and it's just like naturally what happens because of like how I live my life. I think I'll just put it here. I think this is fair. Do I enjoy debating ethical dilemmas? Oh, is this like you enjoy debating whether Coke or Pepsi is better, or McDonald's or Burger King is better? Is that what this means? Because if so, nah, not really. I'm not. Let me think about it. I enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Chat, do you have a good example of an ethical dilemma? Actually, I'm thinking, like, what could be a good one? Dr. Pepper is better? Then yeah, if we're talking pineapple pizza is good, yeah, or they... Oh, dude, loud or mine. I need to put you down, dude. If you think pineapple and pizza is, like, good, listen. You had a good run. You had a good run, okay? But like, we gotta put you down, okay? Like, listen, I'm sorry. Trolley problem? Okay, that's a good one. I feel like the trolley problem it's like not even a problem to me. It's like the question is whether do you think that pulling the lever means anything when you're saving more lives by doing so. Like at the end of the day, on what like it's either you like if the problem is you have the chance to save more people and you don't take it, then I mean that's on you, right? But I would pull the lever. I don't give a fuck. If it means that more people are saved, cool. Now, I don't want to hear anything about what if the people on the other side is like a baby or whatever and all that type of stuff. I don't want to hear it, okay? Okay? If we're talking about the standard basic trolley problem, it's like super easy. Like, listen, either one person dies or 5 people die. I think I know which one I'm picking. I don't care if I have to pull a lever for it, okay? Like, I don't know. You usually prefer to be around others than on your own. Chat, you know I love you, right? Chat, you know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? you know, like you know this has nothing to do about you, okay? This is not you. Why did you hurt us so? No, Chat, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh guys, this stop making me laugh so hard. You understand? You understand, right? That I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt you guys, okay? Okay. Being around others is draining, dude. Something that I love you says Scarlette. Don't believe her lies, hack maxers. Oh, okay, guys. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain this in like my own words, and maybe you guys will understand me. Okay, I like to socialize in like really small bursts, okay? Like that the issue that I have is that that's how I socialize. I socialize is like in like super small bursts, okay? So like during the week, I rather not talk to anyone and just have like one day of the weekend or something where I can see like everybody and then like not talk to anyone else until like the next week, right? But like it's not like I don't enjoy hanging out with people, right? I love, you know, spending time with my friends and my family and whatever. And honestly, like now, like even like you guys, I think would be fair to say that you guys count as people to be around and like others to be around, right? But like I am somebody who like the moment I go out for like 3, 4, 5 hours, I'm like exhausted by the end of the night. And so people get like a lot of energy out of that, but like I need like time to like, you know, just like now I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I need time to like rot max and like sit on the couch and like play, I don't know, like a game or something by myself and nobody's like talking to me. That's just how I am. Sorry, but like You become bored and lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. I want to say agree, but the reality is I've caught myself a lot of times discussing a point harder the more theoretical that the discussion gets. A really good example of this was I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about the hard problem of consciousness, and that discussion is like super interesting for like a bunch of reasons, and I'm not gonna get into it right now, but like the thing was that he he got like super theoretical, and usually I hate that. But I would be lying to you if I didn't start like, you know, discussing with more interest like the points that he was making, right? So it's like, even though my heart says like agree, like I don't love highly theoretical discussions, the reality is that it gets me going. And it's not like I get triggered or anything, right? But it's very easy to get me to respond when stuff gets like that, so I'll just put disagree, When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Disagree. You know why? You know why this one is like a hard disagree, by the way? This YouTube channel, like my heart was telling me, don't do it. You're not gonna listen, you're gonna upload like 1,000 videos, you're not gonna get like 10 subs. Had I followed my heart, I wouldn't have done this like YouTube channel or any of this, right? So you're explaining the concept of having a small social battery, which is super relatable. Yeah. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. Agree, but I do it because I have to. But yes, I gotta agree on this one. You rarely second guess the choices that you've made. Agree. But only because before I even take the choice, I like mull it over in my head so many times. But would that count as second guessing? Because isn't second guessing once you like commit to something and then you start having second thoughts about it, I feel like once I start to do something, I just commit to it. But like I do mull it over a lot before I do so. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Wow, that's a really hard one. How would my friends describe me? Lively and outgoing. Am I lively and outgoing? I think I'm lively. I'm not sure about the outgoing part though. Your friends would describe you. I think I'm gonna hit like agree. But like the thing is, I don't know if it's like over here the agree or over here. I know my friends have a lot. Like I can make my friends laugh a lot when I'm out with them, right? Like I know that much. But I describe you as lively about going sprout. Thank you. Hopefully, right? You're drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. Not various forms. I'm attracted to very specific forms of creative expression, like art, specifically like drawings, right? And I guess gaming could be considered like creative expression, but like writing, poetry, and all that type of stuff, not really. So I guess I just land in the middle on this one. It's like there's like a few forms of creative expression that I'm like super into, but there's others that I don't that I don't care about at all. Like for example, like theater, movies, TV shows, any type of writing, really, poetry. Like I used to like read stuff like, Shakespeare for fun at one point in time, but at least in the past few years, I think like my interests have shifted a lot. So I think like in the middle is fair. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. Yeah, I think I would say that I do. You like to have a to-do list for each day. No, not really, but I do have them. Do you rarely feel insecure? I feel insecure sometimes. But do I rarely feel it? But I said often no, not really. So I guess I sort of agree with you rarely feel insecure. Do you avoid making phone calls? Agree. I will not elaborate on that point. I do. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. I do. That one's possibly like pretty fair over there. You can easily connect with people you have just met. I don't know about that one. I can do small talk just fine. But like connect with them and like, I think it takes a few, I feel like I have to see a person a few times before I'm able to like really connect with them, So I'll just put it in the middle because I also don't feel like I have a hard time either. It's like weird, right? So if your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Agree, actually. But I guess I'll put it here because I'm like, sometimes I'm really bad about this. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Had you asked me this question like 5 years ago, it would have been way here, like all the way over here to agree, like hard agree. But now I realize that, like, if you remind me of those mistakes, like, yeah, they're still gonna bother me. But like, I also realize that the only way, like, hindsight is such a strong thing, right? I feel like I wouldn't learn. I feel like I learn a lot from the mistakes I do, right? So, but like, that's why they bother me. But they really don't bother me the way they used to. I feel like I mellowed out on that point a little bit. But they do still, like, kind of bother me, right? So it's gonna be, like, maybe here. And by the way, it's probably because I am kind of silly. And I probably hold myself to a standard that's way too high, right? So you are not interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. I agree with this one. I don't really care too much unless we're talking about stuff that you could feasibly like path out, right? Or like talk about on a like I don't know, like people a lot of times talk about theories like, for example, what if how the future could look like, for example, if I don't know, like aliens would reach the earth. Like that type of stuff doesn't interest me, but if we're talking about stuff like the advancement of AI technologies and that type of stuff, then I can be somewhat interested. So, but only because I can actually see how these technologies have gotten so good, right? Like actually, like have you guys seen like that new AI thing called, I think it's Hey Something, where you're able to like literally upload your voice, your face, and it's able to create a video of you talking, and it looks almost indistinguishable from real life. Like, have you guys seen that? Like that new website? You pay like $100 a month, and you can create like any, talking head video that looks insanely realistic. And you're even able to like translate the like what you're saying into different languages, and it sounds really, really good. And that's super scary, right? Because that's like the worst that AI is ever going to be, right? And it looks super realistic. And like I know for a fact that there's so many people that are going to get hoodwinked by that, you know? So, think him in the middle. Yeah, think him in the middle on this one. Probably anyway. Do your emotions control you more than you control them? No, hard disagree. Like if I'm able to think about how to in some sense dismiss what I'm feeling, I'm able to like actually control my emotions and like not care about how I'm feeling that specific moment, right? So ignore the heresy. I for one embrace our AI overlords. Listen, man, I don't think bootlicking to Skynet is gonna help you when the day of reckoning comes, okay? Like that they're gonna enslave you all the same, brother, okay? Like your time is limited, okay? I don't think that's gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out, okay? When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people than what is most logical or efficient. I used to be here, but again, having caring how people might feel is super important, because think of it this way. I'm sure let me cut. I'm sure that the president of South Korea felt like it was a very logical and efficient decision to call martial law when he did. But trust me, he should have focused way more on how people would have felt it had he done that decision. Because look at the situation that he is at now. But just because you feel like something is logical or efficient, again, this is like the critical thing about this question, right? What you often feel is like the most logical or efficient doesn't necessarily mean that you are right. I agree that is so good. Okay, yeah. I'm still shocked that he wasn't impeached. Yeah, agree that is so contextual a topic. Yeah. So like, That's like what I mean. Chu said Skyna is gonna be making AI videos of people getting pegged to blackmail them. Oh my god, dude. That's a horrible image. Korean politics are very different from the West, it seems, yeah. He is allowed to get Johnny to the cabbage farm? Oh no. Cressy guy just to get back at Johnny Sabali. Oh no, dude. Alright, but yeah, I feel like you should focus somewhat. Maybe I feel like here is like pretty okay. Cause this again, I feel like in theory, what is most logical or efficient should always be the right, like the default. But when people feel it's like super important, right? You know, so I think I'll hit agree on this one, but only slightly. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Honestly, agree, but I'm trying to work on it being a more consistent effort, so I'll hit agree on this one. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it'll take them to feel disappointed in you. Agree. I will not elaborate on that one. You guys could probably tell about that one already. So I don't think I have to elaborate on that one at all. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Hard agree. Hard agree. Yep. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time? I agree, but to a certain extent. Philosophy is important. People may not think so, but philosophy is like super important. But I feel like that's something that a lot of people like kind of focus on nowadays. The what ifs of how the world would be if I had it my way, but like the thing that will affect your life the most will always be like the time and effort you put into making it better, right? And that's something you can do regardless of, for example, who's in power or what government or country or whatever you live under. So at least that in my experience, right? So like that's why, even though I think that they are important, I feel like sometimes they can be a waste of time. So you know what? I'll leave it in the middle, because it's not like I think that they're actually a waste of time. I just think that putting it too much is actually a waste of time. If that makes any sense. Sorry. Do you feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places? No, I actually hate bustling atmospheres. Every time I'm in New York, I just want to like shoot myself after like day 2 or 3, dude. It's like, no, I can't do it. It's like everybody treats themselves, and particularly in like super big cities. It's like, dude, everybody treats themselves like so. Everybody's so distant and like hostile to each other. It feels bad, you know. It's just, yeah, it just feels bad. It feels like, you know, like no one cares, right? And I don't know. That to me is kind of sad. But like, you know, I think I'm gonna hit like hard disagree on this one. I am not really interested in like super busy cities, you know. If a decision feels right for you, you often act on it without needing further proof. Oh, this is the gut feeling one. Okay, if a decision feels right to me, I will act on it without needing further proof. But I will say this: oftentimes, I am someone who it's rare that I'll look for some proof to make a decision. I don't really like to take any stance without previously like educating myself on it first, you know. And it can be anything, right? So I guess I'll leave it in the middle, because I'm kind of in the middle on this one. You often feel overwhelmed? Nah. Maybe not hard disagree, but like disagreed. I don't feel often overwhelmed. It depends. You complete things methodically and without skipping over any steps. Ooh, that's nope. I do skip steps every so often. No. There's a lot of stuff in my job that I shouldn't be skipping steps on, but like because I feel so confident in my skills, I just skip it. So yeah, that's a disagree on that one. Do you prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps? I do, actually. But like sometimes I like to follow like what works, but it depends, right? So you're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. Again, disagree on this one. Sometimes intuition is good, but like I still prefer to default to logical reasoning whenever possible. You struggle with deadlines? A little bit, but yeah, I feel like struggle is too, it's very strong, the word here. But I'm gonna hit disagree. Cause I don't feel like I do. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yes. Though, I think that's the end. Guys, we made it. Enough yapping from me, we made it. Let's see what we got. INTP. Whoa. My friends told me a while ago that I was INTJ, so I changed, huh? Wait, INTP A. There's an A to that? Like, what does the A mean? As an INTP logician, okay, you possess a unique brand of intellectual curiosity, analytical prowess, and a penchant for abstract thinking. Your mind is a playground of ideas, constantly exploring complex. Wow, this really is a. This is really just horoscope for people who like graphs and statistics, isn't it? This is just a horoscope, dude. This is the same. We've made hoodwinked. This is astrology. This is astrology for guys, okay? I'm A. I got the funny number, guys. Look at this. I got the funny number. I'm 69% assertive. Oh, you know what I should do? Dude, okay, I have a bad idea. INTP? Dude, oh no. Oh no. I have a bad idea. I have a really bad idea. I'm looking right now for... I saw a website one time that had like the quote-unquote anime characters and their personality types, right? So hold on, let me see if we can pull it up. I think I got it. I got it. It's over, guys. Guys, it's over. I'm like L for real. I haven't seen Death Note in so long. Let's see what other characters I can recognize. I recognize this guy. No. No. Oh, it's over. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, dude, it's over. Oh, I'm never gonna beat the femcil allegations. It's actually over. Christ. I'm never gonna beat the femcil allegations. Oh my god. Dude, oh no. Asamitaka. Oh no. I just did like an entire personality test. I had the horrific idea of looking up what other anime characters might have like more or less the same, what you would call it, personality type. And dude, look, come on, dude.